Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Fact or Fiction. So, before we begin, meron akong isi-share na quotation by Linda Ellerby, which is, media literacy is not just important, it's absolutely critical. It's going to make the difference between whether kids are a tool of the mass media or whether the mass media is a tool for kids to use. So for today's episode, yung pag-uusapan natin is yung issue regarding the Peanut Gallery issue. So ano ba yung Peanut Gallery? So Peanut Gallery Media Network, it is Filipino online news and commentary platform na na-establish noong year 2024 and co-founded by Franco Mabanta. So in this network, it publishes political commentary and other media content through social media platforms such as yung TikTok, yung YouTube, Instagram, and X. So, bakit nga ba siya relevant yung issue na to today? So, an article published by Rappler stated na allegedly may extortion na nangyari in relation to Martin Romualdez, wherein meron daw 300 million na binigay si Martin Romualdez sa mga bagahe in exchange sa video na i-upload dapat ng Peanut Gallery, wherein sa video na yon nakalagay, like according dun sa documentary ni Jessica Soho, na yung video is i-expose si Martin Romualdez sa mga issues na related sa corruption sa flood control. So, this issue, parang it leads us to the question na, what makes the Peanut Gallery issue ethically important? So, in today's in today's age, in today's digital age, parang it impacts media ethics, journalistic integrity, and then yung public trust. If napanood nyo na yung kay Jessica Soho na documentary video, may sinabi doon na term na kill kisses, wherein it is a payment for suppression. Na kumbaga, wina-weaponize yung mga information for monetary gain. Parang this kind of action kasi it violates yung core duty ng isang media organization, which is to serve the public interest rather than mag-gain sila ng personal interest. So, kasi parang ngayon, ang dali lang kasi gumawa ng account and then i-claim na isa kang media network. And parang magpo-post ka lang, like magka-copy ka ng real news sa other media platform and then ipapublish mo siya na opinionated narrative na. So, this kind of action, natitreten niya yung mga journalist talaga na nag-aral and nag-spend talaga ng time to gain talaga kung ano ba yung dapat na meron ang isang journalist. So, parang this behavior, it leads us again to the question na how does virtue ethics help us analyze the issue beyond simply asking who is right or wrong?
So beyond looking at who's right and who's wrong within this situation, virtue ethics also asks us the question of what kind of person should I become? And with that context, relating that to the Peanut Gallery issue, it asks us the question, what should a virtuous media outlet act like? We know what should be the way that they handle information, what should be the proper channels of them pushing out their truth. As mentioned by Professor Luis Teodoro, the only main goal of being a journalist or being a media practitioner is to share the truth through proper channels. And if you look at the way Peanut Gallery handles things, they're a very heavily biased content farm if you look at their content. So, with that in mind, dun pa lang, hindi na sila virtuous in terms of how a media outlet should act. And again, given their accusations, specifically court filings alleging them of spreading misinformation according to the documentary by Jessica Soho, again, another instance of them not behaving as how a proper media outlet should behave. So with that, talagang pag ikaw ay isang journalist or isang person involved in media, talagang you need to have good moral character because the truth that you choose to share can be can easily influence the public. So pag dun pa lang wala ka ng moral character, wala ka ng proper virtues, talagang ma-affect lang yung, hindi lang ikaw yung ma-affectahan, pati yung general public. If you're sharing, again, misinformation and the like, talagang hindi ka na virtuous or hindi ka na ethical ng media outlet.
Okay. So, since, kumbaga sinabi mo na yung peanut gallery, they are not ethical in relation to like pagiging virtue. Parang this behavior, parang mapapatanong tayo kasi kung ano bang, like what virtues should guide media practitioners when making public claims.
So to answer the question, we have 4 virtues to consider. So first is truth-telling and accuracy. As per Richard Cunningham, kapag hindi accurate yung information, that means na wala ring sense yung pagiging fair. And additionally, from Clayton and Duchamp, dapat complete and unbiased yung reporting para ma-make sure na tama and mapagkakatiwalaan yung information na nasasagap ng mga tao or ng public. And second is integrity. As per Bastian Vanacker, mahalaga yung integrity kasi mahalaga siya lalo na kapag may pressure dahil sa deadlines or paghahabol ng view or clicks. And kahit mahirap, we should try to choose na pakinggan kung ano yung tama. Third is justice and fairness. And as per Thomas Bivens, kailangan nating isipin yung epekto ng mga ginagawa natin sa public as well as sa community. And we should be fair sa pag-present ng iba't ibang side. And iwasan natin yung stereotypes or mga assumption tungkol sa ibang tao or groups. And lastly, we have stewardship and harm avoidance. According to Edmund Lambeth, responsibility natin na siguraduhin maayos and reliable yung information na sinespread natin sa iba. And we need to be careful para hindi tayo makasakit or makapinsala ng mga innocent people while we are reporting or spreading information. So basically, hindi lang enough na may freedom of speech tayo. And may responsibility din tayo na gamitin to ng maayos and make sure natin na tama, fair, and responsible lahat ng sinasabi natin na informations.
Okay, so parang as media practitioners, dapat may tayo na truth-telling and accuracy, yung integrity, justice and fairness, tsaka yung stewardship and harm avoidance. So, yung mga ganong virtue is about siya sa media practitioners. So, as a student naman, parang what virtues do students need when consuming news or social media content?
So, yung mga students is need lang ng critical thinking, discernment, and yung humility. So, first is yung sa critical thinking kasi important siya to evaluate yung sources and examine yung mga evidence ng mga information na nare-receive natin and to recognize yung mga biases na pwede maging influence ng presentation ng information sa public. Kasi according din sa article by Stanford University, hindi naman issue yung totally abandoning yung social media but rather how we interact with it in a critical matter, preserving yung intellectual discipline natin na required for true understanding. And rather than accepting na lang yung information at its face value, parang need natin siyang i-question further kung sino nga ba nagpaprovide ng information, anong evidence nito, ano yung ibang perspective na kailangan natin i-take into consideration. And kasi yung mga questions na to is tinutulungan tayo na i-transform sarili natin into passive consumers ng media as active seekers ng truth. And second is yung sa discernment. Kasi ability to para to sharply distinguish yung mga verified facts from assumptions, speculations, and even yung mga emotional narratives nila. For example, ngayon sa video, according to Epstein, it's not just that the people forget to pay attention sa accuracy ng information na receive nila, but what they share rather, even yung underlying accuracy judgment are worse than when they consider what to share. Kasi yung discernment helps students understand na yung reality is rarely black and white, and yung responsible judgment natin requires examining multiple viewpoints ng information before reaching into a conclusion. And lastly, yung sa intellectual humility, kasi need natin i-admit sa sarili natin as media consumers na hindi lahat ng information na nare-receive natin is factual. So, yung social media often encourages uncertainty and quick opinions. But with yung virginal humility is nare-recognize natin yung limit of one's knowledge. And yung virtue na to is mas nagiging open yung students to correction and willingness na i-revise yung views nila when presented with strong confidence.
So, parang like, as a student, it is our responsibility na not merely to know what happened, but to actually develop yung mga necessary na like moral character, diba? So, parang my last question, parang how can we avoid reacting impulsively when claims online are conflicting?
As people who uses social media now, we must verify claims first before reacting to avoid getting blindsided by the illegitimate claim or claims. Being truthful on what you claim is the most important aspect of showing the validity of the information. As per Western Library's website, kahit na valid or illegitimate yung claims, once mag-evoke ng strong emotional response ang isang tao or maski ako or kayo, mas makakaroon nito ng viral na status, let's say, or like magiging well-known ito sa karamihan. Kaya we must make sure na double check, fact check lahat ng nakikita natin sa social media para hindi tayo yung mapapahiya or malalagay sa alanganin sa claim. The next is, we must avoid initiating heavy argument that can cause a heated debate between two sides. Putting patience ahead of us is the vital thing when getting into an argument or heated argument. Listen first before initiating an action, based sa sinabi ni Farnham Street Media. Being compassionate is most important rin sa pagkakaroon ng pag-uusap. And isipin rin natin na tao rin sila, nakakaramdam din sila ng sakit at emosyon. At the same time, having temperance towards anything we encounter is important. Huwag tayo magpapadala sa ating mga emosyon. Lastly, kung may pagkakamali tayo or may nag-criticize sa mga kiniklaim natin, again, huwag magpapadala sa emosyon. Having intellectual humility towards the issue is the best way of handling our emotions and the argument.
Okay, so all of your answers are connected to the question na Virtue Ethics asked, which is, what kind of person am I becoming based on how I contribute? Okay, so all of your answers are connected to the question na Virtue Ethics asked, which is, sinabi ni Josh kanina na, what kind of person am I becoming based on how I consume media? So I hope these episodes give us an idea na parang it gave you an answer to what kind of person you must be when consuming media.